people, so you can get an idea of what it is. So this actually started 6 years ago, right? And one of the things I want to point out is commitment. This is a speech about commitment, almost like a coach. So Epic started 6 years ago, and I was pretty much at another party, and then I feel like God just started talking to me and telling me about like getting something like this together. And it was just like this massive download, like to a point where I couldn't even ignore it, you know? And so I had this passion and almost a direction to start a party, something big, something huge, something exciting, but healthy. You know, so there's no negative side effects, like where you'll be able to feel like you can dance, you can eat really good food, you'll want to go and tell your friends about it, there's going to be laser lights and fog machines and like band, just a really cool, awesome, good time. Because something I thought was, I can go to all these parties with my friends, but we're doing nothing constructively. We're having a really great time and doing crazy things, but it's not helping any of us. And I was like, I think that we can do this differently. We can do the same thing and people can grow from it, you know? So that's kind of the whole, what is that? We're a big, huge party that is supposed to boost your quality of life. And so, it's been quite a journey, 6 years. And guys, this is like my first really dedicated year, okay? So I thought maybe we could all learn something from that. I say quite a journey because there's three major phases in that journey. There were times when I was all in. I was going crazy. When I first got the whole idea, I was going 110%. And we got somewhere for a little while, but then there was times when I wasn't even trying. You know, it's almost like waking up. Your alarm clock's going off, and you look like, and you hit the snooze and go back to bed. I felt like that about Epic at times. And then there's times where I just wanted to quit. I didn't want to do it anymore. You know, there's so much on my plate. There's college, there's friends, there's work, and all these things. And it's like, there was one time when it was my mom, my dad, and my friend. All four of us. That was an Epic party. Okay? So it's a little bit of commitment, a little bit of dedication, you know? And at a night like this, it's hard to imagine where it all came from. So 3 major points that I learned about that kind of commitment was it takes hard work, it takes perseverance, and it takes lots of love. Okay? Without any of those 3 items, you'll never really be able to build anything. Those are the 3 things that I noticed the most. I've had to really work hard, and I've seen other people work hard to make this kind of stuff happen. There are people here an hour and a half early setting stuff up. Perseverance is 6 years, guys. 6 years. This is like almost a whole year of nothing happening. And then I was like, well, you know, God told me to do this, so I'll get out of my bed and I'll do it. And then lots of love. Like, one of the biggest things that encourages me is people show up and give. You know, Priya's going to talk, Gracie's going to talk, the Gonzalez family and all this. None of this is mine. You know, I get to see other people's hearts. I get to see how much other people care and how much other people want to be a part of something. And that's encouraging as well. But ultimately, it's taking a lasting commitment. I could have stopped at any time. Other people could have stopped at any time, and y'all wouldn't be here right now. Whenever it comes to these long-term dreams and these passions that we have, whether it's like finishing college, starting a family, wanting to do a ministry, building a business, there's so many things in our lives that take 5+ years to get anywhere, you know, and 2 or 3 years in, it's really easy to quit. So a huge lesson I learned, you know, I'm moving on in life and trying to establish myself with a career, maybe marry somebody, start a family, have a few kids, and do Epic, Priya. You know, the big thing is this is going to take time. It's going to take time before we have an awesome family. It's going to take time before we have an awesome ministry. It's going to take time to finish that bachelor's degree. Thank goodness that's in a month, like a month, or at the end of the year. But what I want to encourage everybody with, when I look back on the 6 years that I spent doing Epic, I can tell you all it's worth it. There were hard times. There were times when it was just too much. But I persevered and I pushed. And other people persevered and they pushed. And now we're all here enjoying it. So whenever you're going through something and it's really wearing on you, just remember the really great things of life. Take that perseverance and take that pushing. You know, after all, America was built on something like that. We had a bunch of people that came over here from Britain, and they wanted to have a free country. They didn't want to be under the rule of another country. And they just kept going and pushing and persevering. They didn't stop. And that's the biggest thing that I've noticed with these kind of things is it's just committing to it. And that's kind of how I'm going to wrap this up is in how, like, committing. It really boils down to loving what you're doing and having a passion for what you're doing. For a long time, I'm not going to lie, it was God kicking my butt. And that kept me doing Epic. It was, the one person I can't ignore is God. I can ignore all kinds of people, but I can't ignore God. And that kept me going. But it brought me to a point where I am absolutely in love with this ministry. I'm in love with the party and the fun and the excitement. And I hear the stories of how it's like helping other people. And it just blows my mind that I'm a part of a celebration that helps other people, you know? It was a lot of fun too. But in the end, to kind of wrap up, something that I've found most valuable is this feeds my passions. And what am I passionate about? I've always been passionate about people. Crazy about people. I love people. They're capable of so much. Part of the reason why it's called Epic is extraordinary. Life can make us feel ordinary at times. And like, well, there's not much to do. I'm just going to get through this day. And I always have held on to this belief that life can be amazing for everyone. And all we have to do is push for it. So that's part of the reason why it's called Epic. You know, doing something new, doing something bigger. Then partying. I do enjoy a good party, I'm not going to lie. I think we can all understand that. There's a lot of work in life, and there's a lot of seriousness in life. And it's really good to balance that with amusement, to find the lighter things and the laughter. I've been through quite a few situations that were heartbreaking. You know, so if we're going to go through heartbreak, let's also go through celebration. I feel like it's extraordinary. Speaking to people, playing an instrument. You know, I didn't play an instrument until a year ago. Without Epic, I would not be doing these extraordinary things. That is not ordinary for Daniel. And then God, you know. It all boils down to God and His love for people and just wanting us to kind of love on each other and build a life together. You know, I feel like that's always kind of been what it's been about. If you get back to the story of the Garden of Eden, if y'all are familiar with that, it's when God made Adam and Eve and they were in a garden and they had all this food and fruit and they got to name all these animals and the world was theirs. And they were hanging out with God every day. They're just doing life. And that's one thing that I love doing. I love how awesome life is. And so I want to share that with everybody else. But yeah, whenever you're going through college or, you know, maybe you're married or maybe there's some kids and they're really annoying you and getting you down, just remember, commitment. Commitment builds amazing things. So as a final note, I was thinking, you know, America's kind of going towards this non-committal kind of ideology or just basic like country culture. I remember 10, 20 years ago, people would never leave a job. They'd stay there for 10 or 20 years. And now you can leave your job after years. Not that that's necessarily a bad thing, but I just noticed we're learning to be not so committed to things. And at times, there's things we need to get away from, but there are some amazing things we can experience if we say, you know what, no matter what, the good or bad, I'm committed. So I want to leave you guys with that. I don't know if that was 5 minutes. It was supposed to be. All right, Priya, it's your turn.